taking a look at a spot treat for a property here that's got some termites. John, tell us about what you're doing.
Yeah, what happened here, there was wood contact with the ground and with the soil, and what happens is those termites love it's very convenient for them, and it's very easy and accessible for them to come up, as you can see right here.
They had a heyday with that piece of wood, which has already been cut out now.
Yeah, Daryl.
Now, back here on the back side, is that a termite tube on the wall back behind?
Yeah, it sure is, Daryl. It basically what happened was, once it has been exposed, they started traveling. They started making a tube to actually get up into the slab. And what they're going to do is, they don't have any eyes, so they actually they forage all the time. So they're constantly foraging. And what's happening here is they're actually trying to find another food supply, because you took the food supply away from them. That's what happened, was you took the wood away from them. So now they're trying to find another food supply, and which is going to be your studs and your walls and your sheetrock and
that's what we don't want.
That's what we don't want.
Now this original piece right here, that was decorative, correct?
Yes, sir.
So what we need to do is just stop them from getting into the house and looking for dessert.
Exactly. What we're going to do today is we're going to build we're going to dig a little bit of trench here, and then we're going to shoot the chemical, and that's actually going to kill on contact. It's that barrier, just like this house was pre-treated. It was shot with chemical before the slab was poured, and obviously that has wore off, and that's why you do have termites now. And now what we're going to do is retreat it. And basically it's called a spot treat, because we can only see them in that spot, so we do a spot treat.
Well, this is good to know, because the old chemical used to last a long time, and the new chemical, is it nearly as strong?
It's diluting. It's the environmentalists have got it down to they say now to 6 years.
Really?
The chemical is only good for 6 years.
Well, ultimately we're talking about a spot treat here, but ultimately we want to get back to a Centricon system that actually eliminates the colony and doesn't. This is just patchwork. This is to keep them out for the moment.
Basically, that's exactly what's happening here, Daryl. Is what we need to do is actually, and that's what I'd love to do. I love Centricon. I've been doing this for 9.5 years now. It's a very great system, and basically what you do with the Centricon system is basically what I'm trying to do is get these little boogers out from the house. And I'm going to spot treat this area. Well, what are they going to do? They're going to try to find another food supply. And what we have is,
that might just be the living room.
Well,
they might move from one bedroom to the living room.
Well, basically what happens is, if we do a spot treatment, that's going to irritate them, and it's going to leave alarm pheromones, and they're not going to want to come back in this area. And what I'm trying to do is actually push these guys out, and that's when the Centricon comes into effect. The baiting system comes into effect. Is basically, I am going to give them another food supply, and they don't know.
And we want to do the Centricon then right away.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, as soon as possible, because you obviously know that you do have termites, and that they are active and they're chewing away at this post.
Well, I am slowing you down, so just get to work and show us what a spot treatment actually looks like.
All right, Daryl.
So what you're pointing at here, John, is that someone had, it looked like from the outside that piece of wood had been cut off as a decorative post that used to go all the way down in the ground. It looked like it had been cut off, but it really hadn't been cut off. They had just dug out the front side of the wood that was rotted and put some concrete in there. So the rest of the wood was still down on the ground. That's a perfect attraction for termites. So this is a little bit different than a lot of other situations, you're saying.
Yes, it is. It's easy access for the termites, and that's why basically your fences now are getting built. If you not notice that they're actually got a 2-inch gap in them now, and so that 2-inch gap keeps them off your fence.
Well, I've noticed, because this very same house has termites in the fence in the backyard, because the pickets were down in the ground.
Contact with the ground.
So exactly. you want to remove all wood to ground contact. That's what you say all the time, isn't it?
Basically what I tell everybody, they're always saying, well, that wood is treated. Yes, that wood is treated, but it actually loses its chemical. Everything loses its chemical.
Well, I have insurance for my car, but that doesn't mean I drive on the wrong side of the road.
Exactly. So any wood contact with the ground, even some of your mulch.
So Now you've dug that out, and now what are you going to do next?
Basically what I'm going to do is I am going to shoot some chemical, and this is just, you do about a 2-inch trench, and you shoot some of this chemical right here. But I also, the most important is, because what's happened is then your slab and your brick, people don't know about these termites until they actually start doing work to their house. Actually, when they start tearing, if they see a little pinhole or something like that, that's when you start seeing evidence of termites. Termites are very, very mysterious. They like to eat, I kind of call them, it's like cancer. They like to eat from the inside out. They love it. They love it from the inside out. And you won't start seeing evidence until you start seeing a small pinhole, or if you're actually starting to look for it. But you'll never find it if you don't actually know what you're looking for, you know, and start tearing into it and remodeling.
What we saw here was a little bit of cracking in the facade, and when we started to pull away at it, you could see these grooves where the termites had basically eaten into the wood. How can you tell if it's termites?
Well, basically, a difference, the big thing about termites, I've been doing this like 9.5 years now, is that actually you can see a little bit of dirt. It's not a solid wood like a wood rot. It is actually just a piece of wood like you would chip away. But this is actually like termite, we call these termite veins, because they don't just go straight up and down. They're kind of mysterious and they kind of wave a little bit, but they also have dirt, and you're looking for those, and that's how the termites do travel, is through the dirt tubes.
Well, I think the real satisfaction of this is just watching you put the chemical in so we can kill them.
All right.
So get to killing.
All right.